The sign along Montana Highway 2 says Warrior Trail. It is barely noticed by most who pass by, but to a very special group of young people who cover its entire distance and more on foot each year, it has great significance. These runners are ancestors of those warriors, members of the Northern Cheyenne Nation from southeastern Montana. And the reason they are running is to remember and honor their relatives of long ago.
My older brother participated in the run years before I did, so I saw a change in his behavior when he came home. And my senior year in high school, I took the initiative to sign up for the run and participate in the run. I learned a lot, and not just about myself, but about the history of our tribe, and I realized the value of runs like this.
In the late 1800s, the United States government forced relocation of the Northern Cheyenne from their native land in Montana to a newly formed reservation in Oklahoma. There, they struggled with disease and hunger. In 1878, Chiefs Dull Knife and Little Wolf decided to lead their people from Oklahoma back to their ancestral land in Montana. Some of the tribes stayed behind, known today as the Southern Cheyenne, and others, about 300, made it as far as Nebraska before splitting up. The stronger band headed on to Montana. Chief Dull Knife took the others, many of whom were sick and weak, and sought help from the Dakota tribe in northern Nebraska. However, the United States Cavalry caught up with Dull Knife's band and took them to Fort Robinson in western Nebraska. Locked in barracks for the long winter with rations of food and water and little heat, the U.S. government decided to return them to Oklahoma. Instead, Chief Dull Knife's band decided to risk it all. They broke out of the barracks at 10:30 p.m. on January 9, 1879, in an attempt to make it the rest of the way to Montana. A gun battle ensued. Most were killed within minutes of escape, and many of the others were later killed here at this spot, known as the Last Hole, on Antelope Creek, 22 miles to the northwest. Dull Knife and a few others survived, making it back to their homeland near the present-day Busby, Montana. In 1990, Philip Whiteman Jr., a Northern Cheyenne from Lame Deer, Montana, began to organize an event to commemorate the Fort Robinson breakout by establishing a relay run that would cover the entire 400-mile ancestral journey from Fort Robinson to Busby, Montana. Today, more than 100 young Cheyenne, ages 5 to 22, annually retrace this journey on foot, running the entire 400 miles through Nebraska, South Dakota, Wyoming, and Montana, running through rain, snow, cold, wind, and darkness to better understand history, their heritage, and ultimately themselves.
It created more respect for my identity as a Northern Cheyenne. I had more patience. I was a little more friendly and helping towards people, because running through all that cold weather and everything, everyone gets tired, and we have to help each other, support each other, encourage one another to keep going, and going through all of that, it really helped me.
Yes, I learned that I need to respect myself and respect others, and that I can't make fun of others, and you have to watch them run so you can learn about them, and you have to listen to the elders to learn that you can learn about your ancestors and that your ancestors died for you, and that you need to be respectful to the elders.
Whenever you go to the burial sites, you could feel the emotion there after they tell the stories. While they're telling stories, you just imagine how they felt back then and how cold it was, and how good we have it today. They didn't have nothing back then. I think it's very important to appreciate your history, because you should know about where you're from and what tribe you are.
The Fort Robinson Outbreak Spiritual Run will keep its place with your help and sponsorship. We would be pleased for you to consider helping us in our efforts to continue making a positive difference in the lives of these young people and adults as well. Please contact Yellowbird Incorporated or the Conscious Alliance to keep the run alive. Thank you.